Sunak is to miss targets to clear asylum backlog as stressed Home Office staff quit. We're going to read into this exclusive for My News, you guys. Let's go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is REGANELITE here with an exclusive for My News with the headline that Sunak is to miss targets to clear asylum backlogs as stressed Home Office staff quit. Hitting target impossible for the department in disarray, the office tells the Eye. Everything is being done with a lot less regard for the law. Of course it is. It's insane. Like, Home Office staff quitting, I'm not surprised. I mean, it's just these targets and are just not realistic in any way, shape, or form. And I feel sorry for the staff who work in there. I generally do, because they're being asked to do something which is extremely difficult with barely any people there, because they suffered austerity cuts, didn't they? And they're expected to make miracles out of nothing. It's unfair on them in some ways. And obviously, at the time of this recording, things can potentially change, with Rishi Sunak. So just take that caveat in when bearing in mind when reading this, obviously. But I will say is that, that what's happening here with these whole stop the boat crossing is just, it's terrible that people have to do this. Because there isn't, and I've talked about this in other videos, guys, there is no legal route for them to come. And we need to make it easier for them. And we need to hire more civil servants. We need more people in the Home Office to help clear the backlogs so that we don't have it. And one of the other things that the government have been secretly doing as well, and we've covered some stories in the past on it, is that they've been trying to just basically make people disappear. And I don't mean as in, I mean as in dropping them off somewhere and just letting them disappear into the abyss, sort of thing. And those numbers are extremely worrying, to say the least, guys. So Rishi Sunak has vowed to clear a backlog of legacy asylum claims and is on course for a failure amid disarray inside the Home Office, the Eye can reveal. The Prime Minister pledged last December that all applicants lodged before the 28th of June 2022 would be cleared by the end of this year. But official figures showed that there were still 18,366 cases in the queue on the 30th of November, and sources have told the Eye that the figure stood around 11,000 on Friday. To hit Mr Sunak's target, civil servants would have to decide asylum applications at a record rate, but make triple the average number of monthly decisions seen so far this year. But the Home Office insists it is on track. It's not on track. It has set an internal deadline of December the 15th with the aim of hitting Mr Sunak's target before Parliament goes into recess and a week before work slows for Christmas. Sources say they expect the internal target to be missed next week, and say it is impossible to process all the remaining cases while many staff take leave over the festive period. So what are they going to do? Going to tell them they can't have Christmas? I hope not. No, it's just not right. Asylum caseworkers are working overtime during the weekends in a last-minute scramble, but one official told the Eye that many of the outstanding applicants are way too complicated to decide quickly. The department is in disarray. Hitting the target is impossible, they added. Everything is being done with a lot less regard for the law. Yeah. Another Home Office source said many colleagues feared that civil servants are going to be blamed for the failure to fulfil Mr Sunak's vow when it is always too ambitious. Yeah, they've been told to do a job. It's not their fault if they don't have enough people as well. It's not their fault. It's important to make that stress as well. The easiest way to bring the numbers down very quickly to deal with the everyday stuff plus some clever accounting, but now there's lots of cases they can't attack, they said. Amid this madness going on every day, the government could probably bury the bad news. It is understood that asylum interviews have been shortened as part of as a drive to hit the target, creating concerns that necessarily information is not being obtained. Excuse me, apologies. There have also been issues with obtaining a sufficient number of qualified interpreters. Officials are bracing for a staggering amount of challenges against asylum refusals made as part of a backlog clearance, which could force a large number of cases to be reconsidered. Meanwhile, official Home Office figures showed the number of asylum caseworkers has fallen month on month, leaving staffing at their lowest level since July, despite government vows to increase their ranks. The official said people were leaving or sick due to the stress of their jobs and pressure on clearing the backlogs, and that others were trying to get out of the asylum department by transferring to other jobs. When announcing his backlog pledge last December, the Prime Minister vowed that officials would go through it methodically and properly, but numerous policy and process changes have since been made to speed up processing. The average monthly number of cases cleared from the legacy backlog since Mr Sunak made his vow has been 6,186. That peaked at 14,887 in November. To hit the target, the Home Office would have to beat that record by clearing an extra 3,479 cases in December, despite being more complicated than there being more staff off. The Eye revealed last month how the government have withdrawn thousands of undersized claims from the backlog after accusing people of failing to turn up for interviews or completing fast-track questionnaires, evicting them from the Home Office accommodation. Because of the Prime Minister's vow, the Home Office efforts have been focused on legacy applications lodged before June 2022, and a separate backlog as more recent claims have been left to rocket for more than 91,000. The total number of asylum cases awaiting initial decisions now stand at 109,442, down from a peak of 139,552 at the end of February. Yvette Cooper, Labour Shadow Home Secretary, said the Conservatives have broken their asylum seeker system, and their obsession with the extraordinarily Rwanda scheme has stopped them from doing their basics. Rishi Sunak isn't even trying to clear the entire backlog and that the Tories have created, and he's only trying to reduce one part of it, which is frankly the basic responsibility of the Home Office anyway. There is nothing for the Prime Minister to boast about. Even if they achieved their limited target, it would still be more than 91,000 people stuck in the system who have been arriving in the last 18 months. The Care for Callous, a charity, said the government has yet to implement an effective system for processing asylum claims. The Chief Executive, Stephen Smith, said the government have tried every underhand tactic in the book to clear the self-tidied legacy backlog. It has been playing with the futures of people who have survived the war, torture and prosecution who have come to the UK for sanctuary, leaving them at greater risk of exploitation. A Home Office spokesperson has said, "We do not recognise these calculations and remain on track to eliminate the legacy backlog by the end of the year. It has already been reduced by over 80% as a result of our commitment to strengthen the asylum decision-making process. As the public expect, we continue to have a robust safeguards and checks in place to make sure asylum claims are properly considered, decisions are sound, and that the protection is granted to those who generally need it." You can't clear the backlogs unless you have the people to process them. And this system that they have is so ridiculous. Like they're just trying to throw numbers at people, saying, "Look, we've cleared this many," but there's still a huge amount there. These every single one of these people need to be looked at and carefully considered. And this is completely bang out of order. And these civil servants are being forced to make very quick decisions in very little time. You know, these are human beings with lives here that we are talking about here, and making these decisions so fast is just not comprehensible. The way this is handled is just absolutely disgusting, to say the least. It's just not good enough. It really is not. And I feel for the civil servants because they're being forced to kind of rush everything, and I feel for the asylum seekers because it's like, you know, it's a straight up like roll of the dice for them, you know. On their case, and it's just really terrible, to say the least, guys. Ah, dear. So what do you guys think? What do you make of this asylum backlog? These Home Office staff are absolutely killing themselves with the time they're having to put in. What do you think is going to happen? Let me know what you guys honestly think in the comment section down below. Hit the like button, we greatly appreciate. Share this across social media, and hit that bell notification icon so you'll be notified of when I upload another video. And if you want to financially support me, you can do so by buying me a coffee or joining me on Patreon. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to catch you all very, very soon.